The second issue relates to the question, do the Israeli governments dramatically change the regional reality, the facts on the ground? And I'm saying so because, as you can see, over the last 5 years, almost 40% of the new housing units that the Israeli government built in the West Bank are outside of the blocks. This is a different trend that we are facing today, because for many years the Israeli government built only 25% outside of the Israeli blocks, and today we can see that we are facing more than 40% of this. So, first of all, to answer to this question, we can see that over the last 2 decades, we face significant decrease of the number of the new Israeli housing units in the West Bank. So this was the situation under Netanyahu's first government here in 1996, and also under Ehud Barak governments, and we see here the trend. And today, we are building less than 2,000 new housing units every year in the West Bank. The second issue is, of course, we are seeing again a significant decrease of this trend of the annual growth of the Israeli population in the West Bank. 20 years ago, it was about 10.2%. And today, as you can see, this blue line, we have around 4% the annual growth of the Israeli population in the West Bank. And the third issue of this subject, that we are seeing a reversible of trends, because this line, immigration, over the last 2 decades, we see a significant decrease. And for immigration, for a natural growth, we are facing a significant increase of the Israeli settlements growing in the West Bank. Here in this table, you can see that 20 years ago, the source of the source of the Israel growth, the Israelis' number growth in the West Bank was only 37% of natural growth, and immigration was 63%. Today, in 2015, yes, it's 78% for natural growth and only 22% for immigration, which means that the Israelis are not coming anymore to live in the West Bank. Less and less Israelis are coming to live in the Israeli settlements in the West Bank. But even, let's take what happened under the Netanyahu's government in the last 6 months of 2016. 7,000 people were added to the settlements, but 43% of them in Modi'in Elite and Betar Elite, only in 2 Israeli settlements. We are talking about the 2 main Israeli cities in the West Bank. 2 of them are ultra-Orthodox, and almost half of this number is in those 2 Israeli settlements. And 36%, yes, in the Israeli settlements block. Only 21% outside of the settlements block. It means we are keeping the same trend. Most of the settlers are coming to the Israeli blocks, especially to those 2 ultra-Orthodox Haredim cities, Modi'in Elite and Betar Elite, the biggest and the second biggest Jewish city in the West Bank. And I would like to emphasize one more point. The number of residents dropped in many Israeli settlements over the last 6 months. I'm talking even about Ma'ale Adumim, the third biggest Jewish city in the West Bank. They lost scores of families over the last 6 months. Also Bet El, Elkanah, Kiryat Arba, Ma'ale Ephraim, and others. So part of these settlements are the hardcore of the settlers, like Kiryat Arba or like Bet El, and here we are facing a new trend that the number of the residents dropped.